What's up, Mac? I'm gonna do something a little different. Yes, sir. Oh, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Man, I got all the way up here and didn't even bring my drink. Let me go get my drink. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Like trying to get on a daggone camel. Anybody ever rode a camel? I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Ooh. I got one for the both of them. What's up, Tulu, Carolina, Chris? Oh, I know, man. Oh, I know. Temperatures have dropped like they seen the popo. Well, how's everybody doing this morning? It's Saturday. So let me tell you how considerate I am. A lot of people say I'm not considerate. Let me show you how considerate I am. I fixed my flagpole yesterday. I had to take my flagpole down, fix the cable because the cable messed up. So I had to dig my flagpole up, lean my flagpole over. It's like 20, 22, 20, I don't know, it's about 25 foot tall. So and it's a piece of 4-inch aluminum pipe that I made years ago. So I had to dig up the concrete, laid it over, fixed it, stood it back up. And my truck is parked in the front of the property. Well. Everybody in my crowd's asleep. Everybody in my crowd's asleep. And they're sucking boogers. So I was gonna go to Wally World and get me a camera stick, like a 6-foot camera stick, so I could screw this DJI gimbal on top of it and put it where it's at. So y'all get a better view, right? Well, if I crank my truck up, it's gonna wake up everybody in the dead because it's 3-inch stainless exhaust. It's loud, it rattles, and usually I park down here at the bottom and it's not too bad. So I was considerate not to fire that truck up and wake everybody up. So what I did was, let me tell you what I did. I took this 8-foot extension ladder and I sheared me a piece of 18 gauge plate and put on top of the ladder. And then I set the gimbal on top of the ladder and then I extended it out. So you're about 8, 9, you're about 9 foot up and I'm sitting in the trunk of the car. Let's hope nothing comes by like Hollywood's big fat donkey ass and bump the ladder and knock the gimbal off and then my phone fall to the concrete. Let's hope that didn't. No, I didn't even take the wagon. I was gonna take the wagon, but it's loud too. Everything I got's loud. So we just had to make do. So we'll just have to make do. All right. So I got the tail lights out. Yeah. I'll probably go later on. And I was going to go to the flea market this morning and walk around the flea market, then go to Walmart, take y'all to the flea market, walk around the flea market, let y'all look at everybody else's junk for sale. And then I was going to go to Walmart, get the stick, and then come back and do this. But nevertheless, it's all good. I did take the tail lights out. I got the tail lights out and the trim out. The chrome right here, I could not get the chrome out because the screws have rusted on the ends and you cannot get them with a screwdriver. So I need to go to Harbor Freight to get me some ends for my Dremel tool so I can get in here like a dentist and Dremel tool the heads of these Phillips screws so I can break them loose so I can take the trim off. Also, Mac, my shrinking and stretching disc from our guy Mike at Cornfield Customs is out for delivery. So when that son of a gun gets here, we're gonna do a live this evening using that shrinking disc on that quarter over there to see if we can get those highs and low spots out. So I'm glad for that one. I'm glad for that one coming. So what I did here, so for right now, I just run some 1.5" tape around the trim, and we're gonna take the contour tool and we're gonna strip all the paint off the top of this, top of the quarters, and on that side. That's what we're gonna do this morning in this live. And then I might change it to the smaller wheel and see how good it does in here. But this is probably gonna be like wire brush kind of steel. You notice the Impala is still sitting over here, ready to go. The mobile blaster told me that he don't know what's wrong. He don't know what's wrong with his machine. He can't get it to run, so he didn't show up today. He probably not gonna come. He didn't show up yesterday. He's probably not gonna show this weekend. So I am in the market for a small, probably 150-pound blaster. So if anybody's got one, or they know somebody that has one that works, drop it down in the comments and let me know. I know Northern Tool has a 150-gallon unit that has a vacuum on the end, so it vacuums the media. And I'm not looking to do a whole chassis. I'm like if I had one of those, if I had my own blaster, I could do this stuff in here, like the little stuff, like little trim. So if anybody has one, or knows anybody that has one, so that's enough talking. I can't see, well, I can see the comments. What's up, Tulu? What's up? Yeah, Harbor Freight. I've been looking at them too. So let's get after it. Let's get after it. Oh yeah, and I need to get me some milk crates. I need to get me some milk crates. Milk crates work great too to set on. So what we're using this morning is this is a Eastwood contour tool. This is a wheel from Harbor Freight. And I just want to let everybody know I appreciate every single one of you. And I need to make a I need to make a public service announcement right now. Right now. I have no hate in my heart for anybody. I have no malice in my heart for anybody. I don't talk about anybody. I keep to myself. I don't throw no shade. I don't throw no hate. I don't throw nothing. If I'm a part of something and I have a weird feeling in my gut and my gut tells me, not so much, I just remove myself from the situation. That doesn't mean that I wish you harm or bad luck or misfortune. Just because I'm not sitting at your table no more does not mean that I wish anything bad on you. And that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. And you don't have to speak to nobody. That's all I'm going to say about that. Sorry. That's all I'm going to say. Liar, you talk to me. So, I'm just going to say this. There is no hate or moss. There's no hate over here at this shop to anybody. Anybody. I wish everybody the best. But I will say this. Don't come after me poking little boy games. And then when Daddy gets up and puts his boots on, you ain't going to like me. And I got my boots on today. So I'm just saying, you know. Hey, just remember that letter that's supposed to be mailed out. Just remember that letter that's supposed to be mailed out. The postage is already put on the paper. So keep poking and see what happens. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I have never, ever thrown shade at anybody. Nobody. I don't do the poking. I don't do the picking. I don't do none of that. I don't do any of that. I just sit back here and do my thing. So don't be throwing shade at me because you just, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't the one. That son of a gun. What in the world is wrong with that thing? That thing did that yesterday. Look. That thing did that yesterday. It got loose yesterday somehow. Let me use my strong arm on it. Now, let's see what we're doing. I just seen something. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, let me clarify something. There was nothing on this channel that happened. It actually happened on another channel and another live stream of a channel that I don't even follow or even associate with. It seemed like I was the topic on that channel. And I didn't even know that I was a topic on that channel until somebody screen recorded it and sent it to me to let me watch another live stream with a bunch of people, and I was the topic, which was hilarious. I laughed, and I needed some entertainment this morning. And while I was sitting over there eating my chicken biscuit, while I was sitting over there drinking my daggone energy drink, I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was, because everything that they were saying was such elementary, childish, fifth grade crap. I mean, it's just baffling to me. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook. It was so hilarious. It was so hilarious that I sat back and I was drinking my daggone Celsius, eating my chicken biscuit, and I just laughed because it's hilarious that you have grown men in their 50s sitting around talking about little old me over here at my shop when I have had no interaction with none of them. maybe one or two of them, but very, very light communication with them. And I was the topic for over an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't watch it that long. I ain't got time. I don't have time to let my brain rot to listen to that much. I just listened to just maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and I thought it was hilarious. Hilarious. So keep talking. Keep putting my mouth in your name. Keep talking. Do like my guy Tulu says. Keep doing that tongue wrestling, and keep doing it, because hate me or like me, you're still talking about me, so you're still a fan. But I don't even know why you're coming at me sideways, because I've never done nothing to you, which I think is hilarious. It's so funny. It's so comical. Find a new topic. But hey, if you ain't got nothing else to do, keep doing it, because I ain't mad at you, baby. I ain't mad at you. You still a fan? Hate me? Look here. Hate me, like me. You're still talking about me. You're still telling people about me, whether you like me or you dislike me. So keep talking, because it keeps telling them to come to my channel and let's talk about it. And they keep hitting the like button. They keep hitting the subscribe button, because once they get here and they spend 5 minutes with me, they see that everything you were saying was horseshit. Because I am the most genuine guy that you will ever meet in your entire life. I promise you. The most genuine person you'll ever meet. The most genuine person. If you truly know me and truly watch this channel, you will see that I'm the most genuine, down to earth, tell it like it is person. And some people just can't handle it. And that's okay. I ain't mad at you, baby. I ain't mad at you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I needed to laugh this morning. So let's get to work, because that's what this channel's about. No politics, no religion, no drama, no bullshit, no nothing. It's all about education, fun, and let me show you something, and let's get after it. You know, be your own person. Be your own person. Stop. They say, this is what they say. Then we're going to get back to work. This is what they say. Today's Saturday. Most people's off on Saturday. I still work on Saturdays. This is what they say. People that copy other people is the greatest compliment that you could ever get, because one, they're trying to be just like you. Two, they either want to be you. Well, let me take that back. 3 reasons why somebody dislikes you. 1, they want to be just like you. 2, they see you as a threat. Or 3, they hate themselves. That's all personal. That's all you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm who I am, and I tell you it like it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, there's just, hey, look here, Tulu. I got a new song I've been writing on. Been writing on it about 2 weeks. It's gonna cook, baby. It's gonna cook. I'm thinking about when I'm gonna drop it. I don't know when I'm gonna drop it. Let's get to work. give you a little update what's going on here. All right. Let me give you a little update. Excuse me. Pardon me. Let me show you something. Let me let you bring down here. Let me live with you. Let me live with you a little bit. All right. Let me live with you. All right. Come here. Let me show you. All right. Look here. All right. So check this out. All right. So this right here is stripped out pretty good, right? All right. Now look here. This car has been repainted, right? Now, this is a repaint, right? This dark blue, that's the original color of the car. And then you have this red oxidized primer, and then you have bare metal or substrate, right? So here's the thing, right? This is probably a urethane or a polyester base base coat, clear coat, right? And I don't know the brands because I wasn't there when this car was done. But I just want to let anybody know, I just want to show somebody, like educate somebody on what to look for when they're stripping their vehicles or whatever they're doing, right? So if you can look right here, this blue right here is base coat, clear coat. And the reason why I know it's base coat, clear coat is because when I first start sanding it, it turns white, right? So that tells me there's clear coat on it, and there's not a lot of clear coat on it, right? Then you have the color, right, which is the blue, right? And then underneath that blue, you have the gray, right, that light gray. Now it could be epoxy primer, it could be primer surfacer, it could be whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. Like I said, I'm just giving you the layers, right? Then you have this dark blue right here, right? This is the dark blue, right? This is the original color. And the reason why I say this is the original color is because y'all remember when we was on the inner fenders down here on the tubs, and I was taking off the rubber undercoating, you could see that the original blue was underneath the original color, or underneath the color. So what they did back in the day with these cars is they come through the assembly line and they painted the whole car, right? They painted the whole car, bottom and top. Everything got painted. And then the undercoating got sprayed and all that stuff, right? So the car was in bare metal. The whole car got sprayed with this red oxidized primer. So everything back in the day up to, I don't want to say the year because I don't know when they switched over, but this red, it would probably been in the mid 80s probably. They switched over from using this red oxidized primer, and they went to like electrolysis, where it was like a similar like a powder coat application, right? So, and then some manufacturers would just dip the whole car, like the whole shell would just dip into a tank and then come out the tank, and it would be, in primer, and then they would spray the car. So if you're trying to match, say if you're trying to color match, and you want the original shade of the color back in the day, now the toners are going to be different today than they were back then because technology's changed. You got lead-free paint. A lot of stuff's changed. So if you get the original color of this car, and let's just say, I don't know what the color of it is because I hadn't looked it up. Let's just say it's royal blue. I don't know. I've not went that far to see what the original color was. Let's just say it's royal blue, right? And then the pigments that they used, or the toners that they used for this color in 1968, which was probably a single stage, more than likely, and it was probably produced to them by Ditzler or PPG. Ditzler and PPG pretty much had everything wrapped up back in the day. So let's just say it's a Ditzler color, and it's royal blue, and it's a solid color with no metallic and no mica. It would have been a single stage, right? Let's just say it's like baking a cake. Say you had 5 toners in it to make this blue. It's going to have white, It's probably gonna have a little bit of red, maybe a little bit of yellow, and then some blues or whatever in that. And then you mix that up and you got this color, right? All right, fast forward to 2025. You give them this same paint code and you want this color in single stage, and they can make it in single stage. But over from 1968 to 2025, the toners have changed over decades. So the toners that they use in 1968 of that shade, that pigment, that structure of that pigment, it doesn't exist anymore. It's newer technology. So they'll get this color as close as they can get it, but it won't be a dead match, right? It won't be a dead match. Then, if you want to make it even closer, you have to actually spray this blue over the same ground coat, which is the red oxidized primer, to achieve the closest representation of that factory color from 1968, all right? You can take 10 people, hell, you can take 5 people. I do it at the school. Give them a color vision test and go through this thing where everybody looks at colors and then tell me, and they write down a number. And then at the end of the test, I go through there and said, who's seen ones? And then I separate everybody in the class. And most of the time you'll have maybe 1 or 2 people that's in a group by themselves, and then the rest of them are scattered, because the reason being is most people cannot see color the same. Like, for example, if I show you this color in real life and I say, what color is that? What do you see? And I ask 5 different people is going to give me 5 different answers, because everybody processes colors different. And most men are colorblind. Most men are colorblind and can't see reds and greens and blues. So that's another thing. So if you're in the paint world and you can't see colors, so let's say you can't see red tones, it's going to be hard as hell for you to do anything color matching because you can't see reds. And most people don't even know they're colorblind to a sustain, or most people don't know that they're colorblind to an extent until they take a color vision test. So I would advise everybody, you know, not right now, after this live is over, go to Google and take a free color vision test and then post it up in your community chat and say, hey, look, I took a color vision test, which is free. It's real easy. And then it will tell you what colors you can see and what colors you can't see. And that right there will open your eyes up to a whole new world, because that will let you know that you are seeing things different than the person next to you, right? So it's very eye-awakening to understand how stuff works, you know. And my brain does that. I mean, I've been an instructor for 25 years and all this other stuff and doing it, you know, this is what I do. I mean, this is not a hobby. I like giving free information out when I can, but this is what I do. This is my living, you know. I mean, it ain't like, hey, let's go out here and build a shop and let's work on some cars and play whatever. No, this is real life, man. I mean, I'm playing for keeps, you know what I'm saying? So then you have to get red oxidized primer. Well, you need to spray a sealer down. So you cannot put primer over bare metal, right? All right, you need to put a 2K epoxy down. So in this process, you would put a 2K epoxy down, and then you would do all your body work over top of your 2K epoxy. And then after everything's done and all your body work's done, then you would, you know, seal everything in a 2K sealer, right? And that locks everything down and it gives you a uniform coat, right? So once you got a uniform coat, right? But then you put your 2K primer, I mean your 2K epoxy down, right? Don't use 1K product because it sucks, right? So you put your 2K product down, you lock down the metal's protected, then you do all your body work on top of it, then you recoat it with 2K epoxy. I use 2K epoxy from the ground up all the way to sealer. And then I put down a sealer, and whatever ground coat that I need, they're in different shades. They're from G1 to G7, right? You got G1, which is basically almost white, and then you got G7, which is like dark black. It almost looks black, but it says dark gray. And then you got in the middles, right? You got G1 to G7. Well, if I wanted to match this color as close as I could match it to the original specs, then I would have a custom sealer made that looked like red oxidized primer. So after my epoxy primer was down, all my body work was done, everything was blocked out, everything was water sanded, everything was good to go, I would spray this whole car in a red oxidized primer sealer, which is a 2K product. A 2K product has a hardener or a catalyst in the product, and that makes it a 2K product, right? If you want to know what thermoset and thermoplastic is, Google JG Innovation Garage, thermoset and thermoplastic, and I got a video up a couple years ago. It's about 45 minutes long, and it tells you what the difference between thermoset and thermoplastic is. Then I would put this 2K primer or this 2K sealer down, which would be red oxidized primer, and this car was originally in single stage. Now you can do a base coat, clear coat if you want to, that's fine. But if you're trying to get it to original specs, then I would order this color in a single stage. Now, basically what a single stage is the color and the clear mixed together, and it's a one-step process. So you put the first coat down, you let it flash off your flash times. If you want to know what flash times are, Google JG Innovation Garage flash times and the 15-degree rule, and I got a video on that explains that. It's an older video. And then after your flash times is done, then you put your second coat down. And then after your flash time's done, you put your third coat down. And then you go around and you check it with the sunlight, and you make sure you don't have no light spots or no shadows or nothing. Everything looks good and covered, and you're done and done. You walk out the booth, you leave the fans on running, and you're done. And it's single stage. Then you can come back after about 2 weeks at 70-degree weather, and you can cut and buff the single stage, but you have to be very, very careful not to go too crazy. So if you're going to cut and buff the single stage, you could go with like 3000 grit, knock it down a little bit, and then polish it. That is how you do the single stage. Now, if you want to make a single stage a solid color, not a metallic and not a pearl and not a mica, but if you want a solid color in single stage to look like it's 9,000 feet deep, I'm going to tell you a trick that was done back in the day, and it works, but you have to give yourself enough flash time, you have to have enough airflow, and you have to have enough patience. It's like chess, not checkers. You cannot rush it. It's like watching grass grow. You have to have nothing to do for the next 2 days. Turn your phone off, lock your door, lock your gate, and be done with it. The blackest black that I ever painted in my entire life was a 63 Polara convertible at Petty's Garage. And we made that thing look like it was 900 feet deep. Richard Petty looked at me one day with that big long finger, and he said, buddy, I believe that's the blackest black that I've ever seen. And this is what we did. It was a single stage black. It was pure black, straight black, no toners. I mean, no additives. It was pure, straight black. And this was R&M, so this is going to get Mac. This is going to get Mac excited. It was R&M and Glazereth. And Glazereth, it has some really, really nice clear, right? That's like in my top 3, Glazereth clear, right? So we go in there, we do all the body work, months and months of body work, and then we get ready in there and we put the first coat. So we mix up the single stage and we mix up clear. The single stage, we made sure the single stage was using the same hardener as the clear. And we went in there and we mixed up the first batch of single stage and we mixed up the first batch of clear. All right. So, and then we go in there and we once we get the first batch of single stage made, right? You got a lot of flash time, you got a lot of pot life because we 70-degree weather. And then this is what we did. So you take the clear and the base, you take the clear and the black, right? You got the single stage black and you got the clear, right? Glazer's clear. We put 75% paint and 25% clear in the mixing cup, and we mix it up. We go in there and we put the first coat of black on. We let that flash off, and then we go in there and we put the second coat on there, and we put 50% color or 50% single stage and 50% clear, and we mix it together. And we go in there and we put the second coat on. Then we let that flash off as good as we get it. And then we go in there and we put the third coat. We do 25% color or single stage black mixed up, and we do 75% of clear. And we go in there and we put the next coat on. We let that flash off. And then the last 4 coats of product that was put on that thing was pure 100% Glazer's clear. So what we actually did is we mixed clear in every stage of that paint job, from the first stage all the way up. So we got the first coat of color, you got clear. The second coat of color, we got clear. The third coat of color, we got clear. And then we put 4 more coats of clear on top of that. So you got 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 coats of clear on that thing. And that thing, we let that thing set in the booth with the fans running. We pulled it out. We let it set in the shop with fans blowing on it for 2 weeks. We cut it open at 1,000 grit, put it back in the booth, run it at a 100-degree bake cycle for 1 hour, let it cool back down, rolled it back out of the booth, and then we wet sand and buffed that thing all the way up to 8,000 grit, and that thing looked like it was 900 feet long. BCM, sealer is AK reduced primer. Actually, it's not. Actually, it's not. Sealer is not reduced primer. This right here is A and B. This is a 68. This is a 68 Lemans Convertible. I'll get down in a second, but I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of information on that. I'm actually using this SC Contour Tool, and with this stripping wheel on here, and we're taking the paint off of it. I need to take this trim off, but the screws are rusted out on the heads, and I can't get to them, so I got to go to Harbor Freight to get me some little ends for my Dremel tool, and I need to get in here like a dentist, like I'm getting that root canal, and I need to Dremel the heads off of the screws so I can take this trim off. I got to repair this trim anyway. It's got some dents and dings over there, but I put this tape on it, and I'm going to stay away from it. I don't want to hit it with this tool, but I gotta refurbish this chrome anyway, so, and polish it and wet sand it and all that good stuff. Get my little jewelry stuff out and fix the little dents and dings on that side where somebody tried to jerk it up and they kinked it. But right now I just got tape on it because I can't get it off because I don't have I'm out of the little Dremel tool things and I have to go to Harbor Freight, so I just got it taped up. I wanted to get on here and show y'all, give y'all some, yeah, I got to get a carbide bit. And that's that. Yeah. Oh geez, man. Mac, you did white like that? I can't stand white, man. I can't stand white. I hate painting white. Pearl, actually, no, Mac, the head is completely, they were Phillips screws and the heads are completely rusted, so there's nothing there to get. It's when I went to go take it off, when I went to take one of them off, it just snapped the head off. So the head's rusty because, you know, the water and stuff set in there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get in there like a dentist. But that's enough talking. Yeah, pearls, candies, silvers. Metal Art just painted some silver, and in my opinion, I think silver is the hardest color to paint. If you don't get your mind right on silver, you will have modeling, splotching, tiger stripes. You will have imprinting, whatever you want to call it. I can paint candy all day, any color candy, true candy. I'm not talking about base coat, clear coat candy. I'm talking real candy. I can paint every bit of that. I can paint the pearls. I can paint all that crap. In my opinion, the hardest color to paint is a high aluminum content of silver, like switchback silver, the silver that Max sprayed on that F-150, that Ford pickup truck he's got. He did an amazing job on pattern control, air control, and the man got 3 broke ribs. Yeah, yeah, Carolina Big. Striping it, putting the stripes in it is easy. All right, so let's get back. All right, let's get back to it. I just want to give y'all a little bit of education on that. And somebody asked earlier, what are these boards? These boards are actually holding the trunk latch thing down, because if not, they would be sticking up. So I just put a piece of one there and pushed it in there to keep it out of my way. So let me get a little bit. So see if I can get y'all in here a little closer. Let's see if I can get y'all in here a little closer. That better? I'm gonna try to get y'all in here a little closer. Get some more of a POV. POV, POV. tight. I'm gonna move. 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 Let me regroup. Let me regroup. Y'all hang tight. Hang tight, girls. You hang tight. Let me hold on a second. Let me see. Let me see what in the world's going on. Hey, I'll play. BCM. You got kids like yourself that doesn't know the difference between 2K primer and 2K sealer. Ha! Yeah. Yeah. Check the resume, boss. Check the resume. Yeah. Check the resume. All right, boys and girls. Let me move the ladder over here, and I'm gonna change the camera position, and we're gonna get the top of this quarter. So y'all just hang tight. Y'all play nice. Y'all play nice. If you don't play nice, the ones with the wrenches will take care of you. I promise you. That's their job. So let me go get the ladder, and I'll move some stuff around and get y'all a different view, and we'll go from there. And like I said, let me get some stuff. Let me get some stuff situated, and get y'all changed around, and go from there. Like I said, I appreciate everybody tapping in. Let's see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, let me show you. 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 Yeah, look. Yeah, look. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Carolina, handle that. All right, we're gonna get the top right here. We're gonna get the top right here. So let me get my stool. Woo. Yeah, boy, we almost there. Just hang tight. We just hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Had to walk around because we got this plastic up. All right. All right. All right, so let me show you something. I'm going through the comments right quick. All right. All right, here we go. All right, right here. This right here. You see the difference? I want to show y'all something. You see the color of the metal here, and then you see the color of the metal here, and then you see the color of the metal here. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? It's actually a 40 grit stripping rock. 40 grit stripping rock. Can everybody see that? Does everybody see the color of the metal here versus there? If you see that, drop a thumbs up in the comments so I can see if everybody's on the same page. All right, does anybody know what that, does anybody want to take a guess of why this is different? It's the same way on that side too. Anybody want to know why this is different? We got one answer. We got two answers. We got a patch, a weld, salute, a seam, lead. Anybody else want to chime in? Nah, man, JW025, that ain't what this is over here, man. It's either you know or you don't. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you what it is. This is a learning experience. Ain't nobody dumb over here, buddy. Ain't nobody dumb over here. And ain't nobody dumb in the chat. If you don't know, you don't know, but we're going to talk about it. All right. All right, we got a lot of good answers. All right, everybody that said this was a seam and this was lead, you are correct. So when these cars are put together, there is a seam right there. You see that? It comes up and it goes like that. This package tray panel and the top of the quarter, there's a seam right there. Same thing on F bodies. Same thing, at the sail panel where the quarter comes up, where the seam is across, it's lead, right? They sweated lead in there, right? Yep, it's a lead joint. Yep, it's a lead joint right there, right? And same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. I'll show you. See? Same thing on the other side right there. It's a lead joint, right? Now, this is where, you see this seam right here? This is the quarter, right? This is the quarter, right? This is a quarter, right? So you have a seam right here and a seam right here. And then the next seam is right here, right there. When we get to this part, not today, but when we clean all this off right here, there are spot welds all the way down right here. This quarter is put on and then it's spot welded all the way down, right? And then they smear it, right? Same thing with the inner fender, right? You got the inner fender and then you got the lip of the quarter. So the inner fender or the wheel tubs come over and they grab right here. I'm gonna show you. They grab right here, right? So this is the wheel tub, and this outer skin right here is the quarter. And then they spot welded here. So that connects those two pieces. All right, so what the owner has done in this car, he let somebody cut all this, and he cut the lip. He cut the lip. See that? The quarter is separated from the wheel tub. And the reason why, and they cut here too. So you can go back and watch some old videos from last week, and you can see us cleaning this up. What the reason why they done that, is so they could put 30-inch rims on this car. Okay? Put 30-inch rims on this car. The problem that they have was the tire was rubbing here because the offset was wrong. So probably more than likely, they bought a set of wheels from somebody that was on another vehicle or off a marketplace. And they's like, ooh, it's the same lug pattern. Let's put it on the car. Put it on the car, and it was rubbing. And instead of taking the wheels off and coming to a place like my shop or Rad Performance and having it measured to get the right offset, the offset for the wheel, they just bushwhacked all the inner stuff out so it could fit. So now I have it to fix everything. And this right here is the window crank for the window. So all the water was going up in here and all that stuff, right? So that's that. So, what I've been doing is, let me move my stuff out of the way. So I'm gonna show you. So what actually has been going on is come over here on this side, made a new lip, right? I'll show you the old one. Made a new lip, made a new inner, made new inners. I got to clean this up right here. Made this over here on this side. Found these actually. Found these from Jegs. They had one set. This is the lower quarter, right? This side's pretty. Actually put a new piece in right here. Actually made this new wheel lip. Made this on the bead roller, so that's good. The shrinking and stretching die, or shrinking and stretching wheel or disc, is out for delivery, so that'll be a completely different video. That's from Cornfield Customs, Mike up at Cornfield Customs. He has made a shrinking and stretching die that actually goes on a grinder or a buffer valve. And basically what it does is you run it over the panel and you see these dark spots. These are dents or low spots. So basically the theory of the wheel, it heats up the metal and it shrinks and stretches, and then you come back with your flat bastard file and you file it and you get all the low spots out the best you can, hammer and dolly and stuff like that. So that's that. So done this. Now, I really hate to show you this part up here because they got wet and the chemicals messed them up, but just look over the chemical spray. Made an inner fender here, made new lips for the fender. They literally took a sawzall. This fender is actually supposed to come out to about right here. They took a sawzall and just cut the whole fender off so the wheels could fit. So made a new lip, made a new flange. He wanted to keep it where it was at. Made an inner fender. It's bolted in with nut inserts. Again, mind the spray. Made inner fenders for 30-inch wheels. I actually made a cover, put inserts into the firewall, screwed that in there, made a new lip right here, and go from there. Let me, yeah. So that's that. The metal, like I said, the metal got, I sprayed purple stuff on it and it was reduced, but that's the metal. So got inner fenders like that. And then this was cut here. Actually the fender is, see where the body line is? The fender is supposed to actually come down to about right there. They cut the whole fender off. So he wanted to tuck the fender back so he could get 30-inch wheel. So that's that. Made, like I said, they got wet. Made this cover here. Here's the inner fenders. Like once all this is cleaned up, man, I'm gonna clean them up today because I know a lot of people's visual and they're like, oh man, it looks like crap. Well, It didn't look like crap until it got purple stuff sprayed on it. Here's the battery cover, right? This right here is the battery cover, right? So the actual battery is underneath here. This is all bolted. I got to go get me some cardboard today or the next couple of days so I can make a metal piece, decorative piece to cover all this up. Like I said, I know it looks bad. It looks bad. I shouldn't even have to say I just... so that's that. Let me show you what the metal work looks like without anything sprayed on it. So this is what it looks like with nothing sprayed on it, like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm laying down? So see how the bead work does? Let me get in here and I'll show you. This is what it actually looks like before. Like the metal panels, put the bead in them. And then this right here is for the inner tubs. This is for the inner tubs on a 86 square body. Here's the other piece for 86 square body. And all that stuff is made on this this bead roller right here, this. Yeah, panoramic top, boys and girls. But anyways, we're not getting in that. So that's that on that. So I'm looking for a new hood. This hood's been cranked. We're gonna do a video taking this compressor off. This right here, we're gonna take this compressor off because it's not. He actually told me, the owner actually told me that this engine came out of a Catalina, so it is a 400, so it's not the original car. It's not the original engine for this car. This air compressor is like off of a truck or something. They was trying, so this is going away. It's getting thrown away because it's not even right. The air conditioner on a Pontiac 400 is supposed to, the air conditioner on a Pontiac 400 is supposed to look like this. This is what the air conditioner is supposed to look like on a Pontiac, like that. That is what the air conditioner is supposed to look like on a Pontiac, like that. This is a 70, so this is just 2 years later. This is what it's supposed to look like. What they have is completely, what they have is completely wrong. Like I said, completely wrong. So, hey, Eddie, did you know? Hey, Eddie, let me ask you a question. Eddie, let me ask you a question. Did Pontiac have a small block and a big block? Eddie, did Pontiac have a small block and did Pontiac have a small block and a big block? So that's that on that. Did Pontiac have a small block and a big block? So take this off. We're gonna put vintage air on it. And here is the 63 Impala. I made shift this day before yesterday. I really don't like doing media blasting up here, but that's what I did. The media blaster was supposed to be here yesterday, but his machine's messed up. I don't know when he's coming, but when he does show up, when he does show up, yeah, Pontiac only had one style, a tall deck. It's from the 300s all the way up to the 455. Pontiac did not have a big block or a small block like the GM platform. Pontiac only had a tall deck. All of them were the same. They didn't have a small block or a big block. They were tall decks, and that was it. They didn't do like Chevrolet and had a small block and a big block. They were all the same. So A 400 is the same as a 455. It's a tall deck. There's not a big block or a small block in a Pontiac division. So this right here is a 63 Impala with an ex-Canadian frame. We pulled the engine and transmission out of it first of the week. If you want to go watch that, go watch that. This car is getting a brand new blueprint 350 fuel injection engine with a, I'm gonna take the 700R and have it rebuilt. The rear end's already been rebuilt. There's a lot of stuff he wants me to fix, like a new rack, there's a lot of stuff. Just stick around, hit the subscribe button, you'll see it. There's at least 6 months worth of work on this car, at least. But we have to do it in stages. So the Carolina Dustless Blaster is coming, and he's gonna blast the bottom of the car and get all this ugliness off of it. All this stuff will be replaced, the fuel lines, all that stuff will be replaced. It is a true X frame. You see it's boxed all the way out to the back. It is that it has air ride on it. I did not do the air ride. I have not done nothing to this car except the front disc brakes and the rear disc brakes and rebuilt the rear end. That's the only thing I've done to this. I actually fixed the front seat bracket. That's pretty much it. So had to wait for a lot of stuff. Eddie, Eddie, I did get gas. I did get gas for the other car, but I cannot. I did get gas for the other car. I did get fuel for this car, but I cannot crank it up because my crowd's asleep. So it'll be later on. It'll be the later. I did put the fancy wheels on there. Yeah, that's right, Mike. I did put the fancy wheels on there. I did put those fancy wheels. Yeah, Eddie, I did get fuel. I did get fuel for this car, but I can't crank it up because my crowd's asleep, and I'm not going to fire it up. But the next live I do in the afternoon, and you pop on here, we will hit the switch on that thing. So that's that. That's good on that. Any more questions on this car? The client wants this car a candy, like a true candy color. But there's a lot of stuff I got to do this car before it's even anywhere near paint. So we got to get this thing running and drive. I mean, it runs and drives, but we got to get it running and driving safe. And what I mean by safe, let me take my phone off this gimbal and I'll show you. So let me take it off this gimbal. Let me take it off that. So when I talk about run and drive safe, this is what I'm talking about. Somebody put upper control arms on it, but the bottom control arms, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. So I am looking at different companies. I know QA1's got some. I know Tulu told me Viking has upper and lower control arms. So I am looking for that to change the upper control arms so the geometry is right. Going to do a disc brake conversion, get rid of these drums. Going to do disc brake conversion on the back. But yeah, boys and girls, that is not how you tie up your shock. Yeah. Yeah, and he drove this vehicle. Yeah, and then this side over here, same concept. Same concept. I mean, this car is actually pretty solid. Oh shit! Hold on a second. Let me turn this around. Let me live with you. Hold on a second, boys and girls. Let me get the daggone wheel. Let me get the wheel dolly. Let me get my daggone wheel dolly. There is no inspection around here. There is no inspection. let's get the handy dandy buggy and we'll show you. I'm gonna try to show y'all the bottom of this car. Let's see. Y'all hang tight. Y'all come live with me for a second. All right, yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get up underneath this thing. Yes, sir. Oh shit. All right. So I gotta hold the camera like this. So this car is actually pretty solid, boys and girls. Look, it even got free spider webs. It's got a little bit of transmission leak. You know, we're looking at that. Mercy brake's not hooked up. Floor pans. I mean, this car is actually solid to be a convertible. It really is, honestly. Other than the self-mutilation that somebody did with a Sawzall. It's got nice exhaust on it. But I want to strip the bottom of this car too. I want to meaty blast the bottom of this car. And I want to undercoat it and put wool wax underneath it. I really like the reviews on wool wax. I told y'all the other day there was only one rust spot, and that was in the trunk. But I actually found another one, and right there is another rust spot right there. So we're gonna fix that right there. So this car's actually got two so far. Somebody actually put heavy duty, so actually somebody put heavy duty link bars on here. They put upper link bars on it. It's got a one wheel peel. We checked the gears the other day on this thing. It's actually pretty solid, honestly. It's actually pretty solid car. But like I say, I want to blast the bottom of this car too. I've been looking at a hot genie pressure washer, for hot water, like hot water. Give me some hot water. And I want to undercoat these cars with wool wax. They pretty. Well, stick around, Chico. We've already been fixing rust spots. We've already been fixing rust spots. We've already been making inner fenders. We've been making wheel tubs. I mean, we've been doing it, man. You just need to go back and watch some old videos of last week. Hell, this week. Fixing the wheel tubs where they cut them out. We also pulled the hydraulic. There's a video of us pulling the hydraulic pump out for the top. I even got sprayed in the face. Here's the cylinders. I got the cylinders ordered. Once the new cylinders come, then I'll go to Viking Hose and have them make new hoses. Carolina Big was here for that adventure. We got that going. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff been going on. So we're right at 90 minutes. I usually try to keep the lives at 60 minutes. I appreciate everybody tapping in. I appreciate all the moderators. I appreciate everybody comments and chat. Like I said, it says that the shrinking, it says that this quarter over here, rough. This quarter got hit, had a lot of filler in it. Go back and watch the video. You can see us taking off. Well, you see us, me. You see me taking everything off of it, using different wheels to see which wheel works the best. We come to the conclusion that this wheel here, this stripping drum, actually works the best. The wire wheel, this wheel actually works the best on removing body filler, or y'all like to call it Bondo. Bondo's a brand, which is owned by 3M, if y'all didn't know that. So the wire wheel takes out body filler really, really good, but it doesn't mess with the old single stage paint. The other flapper wheel that we used was this wheel here. It's like a Scotch Brite wheel. We used this one right here. So that right there, we used that one to clean. We used this one after everything was done to make it look like that. And I know somebody's gonna say, hey, you can't, it has to have 80 grit tooth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know, but I gotta get it good and clean. Because you see all these, I got to go get some machiner's dye. And where these low spots is, we're going to use the shrinker disc and see if we can get those out. This part right here, I'm going to heat this up a little bit, hammer and dolly this out because I can get from the inside. Got to fix this right here, so we got to make a new piece there. Got to make a new cap there. But overall, this quarter's in really, really good shape. I guess they did a lot of left-hand turns, and the passenger side got hit. So in theory, I think this quarter got hit right here, and it got creased all the way across. And then you can see where they drilled holes, the old school way to, and it was like that all the way across. But this right here was all rusted out. And let me show you. This right here, this is what was right there. See all that? See this? It was just hammered dog shit, right? It was just hammered dog shit. So what happened was, you can see all the drill holes. You can see where this was actually right there, right? So I made a new piece and made a new lip and welded it all together. Now all that'll be cleaned up. It's still not finished, but that's what was there, right? That's what was there, and that's what's there now. So hindsight, I could have probably just went ahead and made the whole lip, but I was waiting on that, which that's good because see, this came yesterday, and that, let me show you. This is actually that piece. So actually I already got that. So I only actually need it from there to there. So that's that piece, and it's actually larger than what I need. So that's even better. So that's even better. That's even better. So that's that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm gonna come in here with the roll lock and I'll clean this up, and then all this will get stripped out, and then it'll get rebed line. It'll get let me take that back. I epoxy, 2K epoxy everything. No bare metal gets anything put on it except 2K epoxy, which has corrosion resistant properties in it, which is CRE 321 from PPG's commercial coatings. That's what I use. I've been using that stuff before it was even available to the public. I was using it when it was still in prototype stages. That's how long I've been in this game. It's not like I woke up one day and said, "Ooh, I want to work on cars." So every day is like my buddy Gene Winfield, my late buddy Gene Winfield. Every day is class day. Every day we learning something. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. So every day is class day. Technology's changing. Chemicals are the same. It's just the way they're applicated is working. For example, this lead right here, I'll have to sweat all this lead out. And the reason why I'll have to take this lead out is because the new products, the 2K epoxy products, has peroxides and stuff in them, and they don't like this lead. And if you put this new product over lead, they don't like each other, and that shit will crawl off like nobody's business. So we'll take a little acetylene torch, we'll heat all this up, we'll get a wire brush out, we'll take all this lead out, we'll clean it all out, we'll get all the lead out. Make sure you wear your PPE with your lead when you're messing with lead, because if you don't, it'll make your babies be born naked. And then we'll come in here and we'll weld this up. We'll make a filler panel. We'll weld it up. We'll make it solid. Then we'll go from there. So, so that's that. And then everything will get blasted underneath, stripped down. See, there's the original color. Remember I was telling you the original color of the car? Right there it is. Right there. So, so that's that. And, yeah, lead's smarter. It makes your babies be born naked too. This thing's got air shocks on the back. They gotta go. A lot of stuff's wrong, but they was running on bad information. You know what I mean? So there's a better way, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a better way and make it safer. And then once everything's blasted, then all bare metal will be epoxied, and then we'll put like a bed liner material in here. And if I have to color match it because the car is going to be so high, because this thing's so high up in there, the bottom of the car is going to have to look just as nice as the outside of the car. He wants the car a candy paint job. He is supposed to let me know what candy color he wants. And he's also told me, he's like, man, you know what? You decide. He wants to redo everything. I mean, the interior, everything. I mean, the door's shut pretty good. I mean, the gap right there is pretty tight, but that's about factory. I normally open up the gaps 3/16 all the way, but I don't know. No, I don't do no lead work. There's a better way. I don't do lead work. No, answer that question. No, there's a better way than lead. But anyways, like I say, the car is not in really bad shape. It was just a little places here and there. So I appreciate every single one of yeah, metal. You pick it. Yeah, they wasn't even straight. Look, I have the book. Look here. I have a book. I have a Pontiac book. I have a Pontiac assembly guidebook from the factory, from Flint Hill, Michigan. And it tells you how to set the gaps, the factory specs. And you're supposed to get it, man. I don't want to throw a number out there because I don't want to give you the wrong information. I have to go look in the book. It's crazy what the specs is supposed to be right here, and whatever it ends up here, it ends up. You're supposed to get it right here at the pinch point. You're supposed to get the gap at a certain gauge right here at the pinch point in this GTO, Lemans, Pontiac, this assembly. It's actually an assembly guide from Flint Hill, Michigan. I actually met a guy that used to work at the assembly plant at Flint Hill, Michigan, and he had a couple extra books, and he gave me the book. And it has all the part numbers, it has everything in it, man. I mean, Eddie, it has everything in it. So when I was doing that 68 GTO Judge, that 28 option car from New York, I used that book, and the pinch point spacing right there was crazy. And then whatever it ended up here, that's what it ended up at. Same thing with the door gaps. When you set, if anybody knows anything about cars, when you set the doors, you set this gap first because this is the quarter. You set this gap, then you set this gap. A lot of people try to set the fender gap and then try to set this gap, and then they're working backwards. You're supposed to work from the back to the front. So you set this gap right here, and once this gap, you get it here, here, and here, and then you come up and get it here, here, and here. Tulu. I mean, Tulu. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I like the colors because I know you like blues too. I like the color scheme, but he said he wants to change it. So we'll just have to see what he's got on his mind. He's talking about he wants a speaker box in the trunk. He wants. I mean, he wants to go. He wants to go. He wants to go crazy. But so I'm looking for a hood. So if anybody has a good hood for a 68 Le Mans or GTO, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Send me an email, jginnovationgarage@gmail.com. I don't want junk. Don't say, hey, look, I got one. It's all rusted up. I don't want junk. If you have a good, solid hood that ain't look like it's been tap danced on or crinked or crunked or whatever you want to call it, don't even waste your time, even whatever. You know what I'm saying? They crunk this one because the hinges are bad, and if you don't keep these things lubed up, that's what happens. It's bad on square bodies too. Square bodies will do the same thing. This is a crunch zone for collision. So the hood hinges are bad, so need new hood hinges. So it is a lot. I ain't even run the numbers on this thing, and I ain't even going to show the numbers. I ain't even going to show the numbers on this thing yet because that's private information. But I will let y'all know what I find out when I run these numbers right here on this tag. You on the other side of you across the pond? Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Boys and girls, I've been on here 100 minutes. Y'all know I like to keep these things 60 minutes. Let me do some changing around, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And one last thing I want to say, I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Got another one. I appreciate every single one of you. This morning when I woke up, when I woke up this morning here in the Peach capital of the state, we were 6,100 subscribers. I'm going to officially say it. My goal is by Friday of next week, we got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 7 days from now, the goal is to hit 7,000 subscribers. So when we do these videos and you're watching these videos and you're sharing these videos and you want to see something, let me know. I'm going to do the little drop box. I'm going to start doing that more. Comments. If you want to see something, let me know. I will make arrangements to do an episode on what you want to see. If I don't have it here in the shop, I'll find it. Also, I talked to the company yesterday, Johnny Be Good. I talked to Johnny Be Good, and they sent me the wrong cable. They sent me the wrong diffing cable. This cable here is supposed to plug in right there, and in my world, two Audis don't make a two Audis. So they're sending me the new cable. Since Monday's a holiday, probably won't get it till probably later the week. When I get the right cable and we get this thing plugged up, we are going to be go time, baby. We're going to be go time. And this right here is going to let me cut out more parts like this and all kinds of cool stuff. So really, this is actually my son's, honestly, from NGO Designs, LLC, but it's here in the shop. So this is my son's adventure, and I'm just pushing it. He won't be on social media. He don't want to be on social media. He said, Dad, you handle all that. I'll handle all that. But that right there is actually NGO Designs, but it's going to be running under this page. So he don't want social media, nothing like that. So that's that. That's that on that. Yeah, I'm excited about that, Carolina Big. Do some spray outs, and then we're going to make a thing that says NGO Designs, and we're going to put a logo up there on the wall. So this is his thing. Also, I'm working on another airbrush class in the spring of 2026. I've been talking to my buddy Eddie from Florida, and we're trying to see what we can do and go from there. And if we have an airbrush class here, a custom airbrush class where you learn how to do stuff like this and pinstriping and all that stuff, we'll have to clean the shop out, everything will be cleaned up. It'll be a very small class, like maybe 5, maybe 6. We'll probably do 6 because the number 6 is special to me, and I know it's special to Tulu too. So probably do a 6-student class. Every student will get 2 airbrushes to work on. Everybody knows this number 6 is very special to me. If you don't know all that it's about, check that out. And we'll have an airbrush class in here, and it'll probably be, we might just do one long day, you know, like 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I'll have a caterer here. Anthony, the chef, will be here. He'll cook lunch and dinner. And when I say cooking lunch and dinner, I'm not talking about hot dogs and hamburgers. I'm not talking about no shit cooked on no Blackstone. I'm talking full restaurant style damn groceries. And he'll set up this whole section right here will be his whole mobile kitchen. And it'll be everything from desserts to appetizers, the whole 9 yards. And it'll be, if you don't know, go to my Facebook page, JG Innovation Garage, scroll down through the portfolios and look on there where I put paint class and airbrush class, and just click on those pictures, and you can see when I'm telling you I do it, buddy. I do it. I'm talking the experience is awesome. Food, and we have a little, you know, at dinner, not during the day, at dinner, I have him to bring a little bit of beverages, maybe some Modelo, some Coronas or something, and everybody can enjoy a nice drink. The last time he did smoked lasagna, we did a 2-day class. He did smoked lasagna and he did smoked prime rib. That was for supper. Yeah, that was for supper. When I do it, boys and girls, I do it. It ain't hot dogs and hamburgers around here. We go deep. So that's that, and Carolina Big will be working security that day. So I'll put some feelers out there. I'll do a poll, and we'll see what everybody thinks about a class, doing a 1-day class. 1-day class is good because everybody can get here. There's hotels here. Everybody can get in a hotel, come here, have a great day. If we do a 2-day class, it'll be a Saturday and a Sunday. But we'll just have to play it by ear and see what people want to do. Normally, I do a 2-day class, and because we had so many people. The last time we had like 20 people. And matter of fact, I'll show you. I got the damn checks and the receipts, and I'll show you. Well, I'll tell you exactly how many people we had. Right here it is, right here. Right here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had 10 people. We had 10 people sign up for the class and 9 showed up. This was the airbrush class, the paint class. It was a 2-day class. That's my guy Eddie, and that's me. And every one of these guys are out of state. Every one of them. Every one of them. None of these guys was from North Carolina. None of them. South Carolina. This guy here was from Kentucky. And most of these guys had never picked up a paint gun in their entire life. And when they left, we had stuff like this that they got to take care of, right? And then when I done the restoration class, like when we actually done restoration, you can see this guy right here is the same guys right there. He came for the next class. This guy here he was up the food chain at Costos, and he quit his corporate job and started working at home. And a lot of these guys have never picked up a paint gun. Now, every one of these guys, every one of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 of these guys right here. All 7 of these guys right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 of these guys have now started their own business, and they're in business for themselves. They're now entrepreneurs, and they all quit their corporate big box store jobs, and they're all out on their own. And I'm not doing this to toot my own horn. I'm telling you this because I got receipts, I got emails, I got text messages, I got all this shit to prove it. Every one of these guys right here went out on their own and started their own businesses and quit working for the corporate 9 to 5, and they built shops at their house, nice shops. All these guys got nice shops, and they work for themselves. Every one of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every one of them guys. Same thing with these guys. These guys right here, this guy's a repeat. This guy right here is right there. Every one of these guys, they started their own businesses, and they work part-time at night and on the weekend. This guy right here, see this guy right here? Y'all know last year that I posted a thing up that the guy built a 70 Chevelle and it went to SEMA on the floor. This guy right here is in his 60s. He took my class, and he calls me all the time, and I answer questions, and we FaceTime, and I show him stuff and do this. This guy right here at 57 years old got a contract with a company and built a 70 Chevelle, and it went to SEMA on the main floor, and he made that happen. This guy right here, him, at 60 years old. So don't tell me you can't start over and you can't do whatever. This guy right here is doing good. Every one of these guys send me text messages every now and then and say, hey man, can you answer me a question? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do it? And I help them out. Every one of these guys, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We won't count him because that'd be twice. 14 guys that have came here to this shop. 14 guys have came here to this shop, and I have motivated them, boot the ass, kicked them in the ass, belt the ass, and they have went. They have went and done something for themselves because they needed that push. And now they're in business for themselves. And they're supporting their family. They said they're making more money. They got more personal time with their family. And they said, man, we appreciate you. And if you need anything, you let me know. And I said, man, all I ask is keep doing what you're doing. So I'm not out here for anything other than motivating people. This is my guy, Shorty. Y'all know Shorty from Shorty's Paint. This is my guy, Eddie. This is my guy, Richard. This is Matt. This is me. This is at SEMA. Y'all know this guy right here? Yep, I know him too. I know him good. I know him good on a personal level. Let's walk on over here. I got a bunch of pictures that I got to print off and get put up on the wall of my memorial wall. I want to do this right here, my memorial wall. Look, right here. Look, Bugs, me, Richard, Danny D. Y'all know Danny D? Charlie Hutton. Look at her. Look at Eddie. Look what Eddie got on. Look what Eddie got on. Yeah, Joe and Amanda are awesome. I know Joe and Amanda. I know them well. They are awesome people. Awesome people. So let me check these comments right quick. Somebody's been. So boys and girls, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hey, we're only here for a break of the time. 4,000 weeks is all you get, boys and girls. 4,000 weeks is all you get, if you're lucky. Look here. I'm going to show you one last thing. We done this in the airbrush class. One of the students, he told me he actually let me have it. He said, I want you to keep it. And I was like, no, man, you take it. He's like, no, I want you to keep it. So, I mean, so this is gold. This is a gold leafing. This is all airbrushed. He didn't know anything about it. This was all free-handed. This is all free-handed. All this right here, all right? So boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Been on here 115 minutes. Hit that subscribe button. Like I said, boys and girls, I'll try to go later on this evening after I get with Mike from Cornfield Customs on using this shrinker and stretcher wheel, and then we'll go from there. And Eddie, if you come back later this evening, I'm a man of my word. I will fire this car up and let you hear it, but I'm not going to do it right now because my crowd's asleep, and I don't want to do that. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. And put God first. Oh, remember I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Remember I said, boys and girls. What? Remember I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, some chicken grease. I'm out.